All right, grasshoppers, we are live at 2:00, and surprise, surprise, nobody else is here. I haven't heard from Mel. Sent me like a cryptic email a couple of days ago about whether he's coming on the show or not. I couldn't quite understand whether he was or not. And then he sent me an email late last night. I think he might have been a little bit inebriated. He was talking about the what was he talking about? Frankenmuth with the farmer song or whatever it is. So and Gresh, we do not know. It's just he's disappeared. So I'm here. A little update on the dog situation here at Greenwich Place in Greenwich, Connecticut. I know you guys are all waiting and want to know. So Pepper is rare for him today, yapping, but just dog. As I'm training myself to really enjoy the sound of dogs. Minzy, Deb, how you doing? But we have a new dog, a bear. Actually, it loves me, but I think Pepper had gotten me aggravated, and so the parents of Bear were walking the dog Bear. I think it was Bear, and they had the leash on, but they weren't holding on to the leash, so the dog's just dragging the leash. So I thought I was very calm too with the gentleman that was walking the dog, and I thought I was calm and said to him, you're supposed to be holding on to that leash. And he responds by saying, well, the dog is smarter. That dog is smarter than anybody else around, or something like that. I think he said. And I was going to say, well, he's certainly not smarter than you. It doesn't mean a whole lot. But so then I saw him again the other day, walked right up to me. He ends up being a big hockey fan, played college hockey himself, and wanted to talk hockey and everything. So, and Bear just stayed by my feet and cuddled up with me. So you know what? I think I do need your advice. Maybe that's part of the show today. We can talk about everybody's opinion on how we can handle this dog thing, or I should just shut up and bear it. Bear the dog. There. Okay, Doug's jumping in. Okay, thanks, Doug. And I respect your opinion a lot. You're a fine human being. Buy some dog bones and make friends. Well, remember, I did try to make friends with Pepper's mother. Gave her half of a watermelon. And as soon as I gave her half the watermelon, the dog started barking at me again. So I don't know if that worked too well. Wow, geez, taking a shot at the hockey bond. Let me see here. Yes, it was Kathy, right? It was the hockey. I felt bad, but as soon as he told me it was because I was kind of thought he was the arch enemy, another arch enemy. But then, who yapped more? Where's my chicken? Where my chicken's back? Where you been? Where my chicken? I've been around. Your dog or Robbie did he yap a lot? I don't think he was too much of a yapper. I didn't really call him that way. Let me see here. I saw you're alone again, but then again, you are never alone with all this. Exactly. Thank you, Barry. Exactly the way I look at it. Not alone. No, this is one big happy family. The dog family. The bear. So Bear's actually a really cute dog too. Bigger dog, very sweet, not barking, very lovable. Kathy. The hockey bond. Yes, I know. You meant it the best way, of course. Okay, Susan Brooks. Where have you been, Susan? Haven't seen any comments from you on these shows. You have to go to management and let them handle it, or you learn to live with it. See, like Susan, just straight to it. There's no messing around. There's no sugarcoating things. Like no saying, "Oh, Tom, you're so wonderful," but here's reality. But then if I go to management, I feel like a little wuss, like I'm going crying to the teacher or something like that. So, Jill Solomon, how are you? She says hello to everybody. Ira, what is wrong with you? I'm not even going to put up the comment that Ira just made. I'm sure I guess you guys can see it on M&Ms. You need to get hypnotized, Ira. Seriously. Gave Larry some. Let me see, Dougie DeVito here. We gave Larry some PBRs. We became friends. Same thing. Oh, I see what you mean. So that's the same thing with the dogs. So you gave Larry what he likes, his treats, so I should give the dogs. Do you really think they're going to stop barking though? Because I give them treats? I have to give them a lot of treats, I think. I was going to ask you guys a question too. I guess it was the dog thing. I know what I want to ask you. Is there anybody out there that is really good with we're trying like setting up the YouTube channel, so you're taking advantage of all the subscribe buttons and all the benefits of it. I'm trying to pick up the game a little bit on the YouTube because this show goes over to YouTube. And again, I'm not the most IT savvy guy. So is anybody out there that is really good or does that? I appreciate your help. But yes, Ira. Now, Ira, you do need to get hypnotized. That's a bad. You're my friend. I hate to admit it, but you're my friend now. You can't be talking like that about yourself. Okay. What's the new picture? Who's that? Your grandmother? Again, we don't know. Gresh is an IT expert. Yeah, that's right, Joseph. Yeah, we don't know where Gresh is. Very little. It's like radio silence. I don't know if he's on. Last time we had him on, he was kind of he's on a roll there. So, 94-year-old mother. Very nice, Ira. That's a very nice son. You know what? There's hope for you yet. Oh, here we go. Kurt Condon. It's quite a name, Kurt Condon. I'm Kurt Condon. I like that. It's got some attitude to it. I'm Kurt Condon. Hey, what's your name? Kurt Condon. So you can say a lot of ways. You go, Kurt Condon. Kurt Condon. I'm Kurt Condon. Best Nick Fotiu story. There's a lot of good Nick Fotiu. I think the favorite one for me was when we flew into LaGuardia Airport after a road trip late at night, and there's always construction. Well, still construction there now, and there's all the construction codes. So there's like four of us in a car. I think I was driving, and we were behind Nikki. And so at one of the stoplights, he got out and took one of the cones, construction cones, and put it on top of his car. So he's driving along with the construction cone, and we think we're really funny, dying laughing. He comes up to a police officer, and the police officer, I guess, thought he was stealing the cone, which was kind of silly. So the police officer's mad at him, and Nick's mad because the police officer doesn't recognize who he is, and he's accusing him of stealing the cone. So Nick's went to get out of the car and I think have a tussle with the cop. And so we had to go running up to the cop, and Nikki had settled everybody down. Nikki was none too happy with that. Oh, God. I don't know if it was more funny, like see him drive around with the cone in the car or have to get out. And Nick was great with practical jokes, but sometimes when you would get him, like something like that, he would get mad at first. But he'd settle down pretty quick, but he could get mad. But he was great with the practical jokes. He taught me a lot of stuff. And if you've ever seen, there's a video from when I was out in LA playing, they did of me doing all the practical jokes, learned all that stuff from Nikki. But of course, I took credit for it too. So, let's see here. Hard Knocks, Detroit Lions watching it. They're using their tagline, grit, as their word for the Tuesday. Did you like their? Did you like their F this, F that, Coach Moore or Professor like Scotty Bowman? So I didn't have Scotty Bowman. I'd heard some things that's like Dave Maloney tells a story. I think I'm okay telling the story where when he was coaching in Buffalo and Dave was there. At one point, he gets so frustrated. He was down behind the bench, like in all the spit and water and everything like that, like pounding his like on all fours, like when you're having a tantrum. So I've heard some different stories about Scotty. Obviously, very successful. The ideal coach for me. I mean, my college coach was very good. Rick Comley too. Herb Brooks, so I had my most success with him. Rob Fatorik had a lot of success with him. I was one of his guys. But Herb was very prepared. For a guy like me, it was like that structure. Like I knew what my job was, knew that everybody else was going to do their jobs. A guy like Gerard Gallant, who I think is a great coach, is not necessarily like that from what I understand. It's more like letting the players figure it out when they're out there. So Bianca, new friend here. We saw her over at the Fritz Dietl ice rink. Great kids. Practical joke video on YouTube. Awesome. That was funny. The guy that put it together, not me, but the guy that put it together, was up for an Emmy for the way he put it together. Bob Borgen. Great guy. Actually, I think he's still working. He was working for Prime Ticket, was the network by then. Matthew Barnaby. I don't know Matthew Barnaby that well, Ira. I was at a golf tournament that he was at. And it was after the golf tournament. I'm assuming he'd had a few beers. I was really not too impressed with the way he acted in front of women. So, again, I don't know him well. It was one instance. Maybe it's been a bad day for him, but I really don't condone that. So, oh, yes. I did see this, Susan. Sarah Palin lost her recent election. I'm sure Ron is heartbroken. I have not spoken. I'm trying to give him some time to grieve. So I haven't talked to him yet. Let me see here. Thomas says that's a good idea, Kathy. Thomas says. Nicky was coaching the Miners, got into a fight, and a friend of mine was coaching, and the other team, the police had based in the hallway with all the players trying to pull it apart. I didn't know that one. Or was that the story he told me? He came out with, he had like the red long johns on or something like that. I can't remember where it was. Yeah, Nicky was. Once that switch went off of Nicky, and he's a strong man too. So, no Thomas says, you know what? Maybe that's an idea. Get my sons on. I hope they would act the way they act normally around me. Pretty funny stuff. We get going. Actually, it's my oldest son's birthday tomorrow. Shane will be 32 years old, September 2nd. What do we got here? I always thought that the Rangers should have hired Don Cherry to coach that team in 80-81. Well, so that year, that was my first year in the National Hockey League, and Freddie Shero got fired halfway through the year, and Craig took over. We didn't have a great regular season, but I'll tell you, Craig got us going. I mean, it was players too, but Craig was a big part of that. And we went to the semifinals that year, just like the Ranger team did this year. Ultimately lost to the Islanders. They were going on to win their second cup. Gets after it. I just want to put this up here because his name, Kirk Condon. I am Kirk Condon. I'd like to hear him say it one time. What's your name? Kirk Condon. Gary Risling. Like having him on the show? I would get Gary Risling on the show. He's a great guy. So we were always battling all the time. He wouldn't back down from anybody. He was up for the Miners, staying in the hotel in Pittsburgh. We were playing, and just happened to be walking back to the hotel at the same time. And two guys walking the other game's over with, and so we got chatting about stuff. And next game he tried to spear me in the face or something again. So it really didn't change anything, but he kind of like, that's Oh, I'll tell you, when Clark Gillies told that story about throwing him around the room in the up in Boston, Buffalo, it was because I thought it was just us that hated him so much for me. But what was the toughest thing for you cracking the lineup to make the National Hockey League? Great question. The toughest thing was I was lucky. They brought me up from my senior year in the college was the year before. So we got finished. They sent me had me sign a contract, and they sent me to the Miners in New Haven to play in the playoffs in New Haven. So it gave me a taste of what the pro game is all about, because there's that certain amount of, especially back then, because there's no social media. So we didn't know what the NHL was like at all. It was a dream come true or a dream to play in the NHL, but we didn't know so you're kind of like, wow, am I really good enough to do this? Like, am I not kind of in awe, like almost too much respect for the players? So getting over that was the big thing. And so that helped me, going down to the Miners, at least getting a taste of the pro game. So when I came back to the NHL, first of all, I knew I had to be in fantastic shape. I was. And I could tell a story too, where I guess I was over that awe of the NHL players. And like back then, the older players came into training camp out of shape. It was a long training camp, 2-day workouts, lots of games. So Phil Esposito was still on the team. That was going to be his last year in the NHL, and he was an older player, so he wasn't in shape. And it was early in training camp too, 3 or 4 days into it. We were having a scrimmage, and he carried the puck through the center ice, and I stepped up, did my job, and I hit him, knocked him down. And just one of the things, the whole building goes quiet, and he was hot, and he's yelling at me and everything. And then we got in the locker room. He settled down, and he comes walking over to me in the locker room, and I'm thinking, oh God, here we go again. And he came over. He says, "You really want to play in the NHL, don't you?" I said, "Yeah, Phil. I'm sorry. I that's all I want to do in my life." And he said, "Okay, I respect you for that." He said, "I wasn't too happy with you, but I respect you for that." So it was a pretty cool moment. But it wasn't cool at the time when I hit him. I was like, "Oh God, what did I do?" What do we got here? Roy Somner was the bench. Was the coach of Nicky Richmond. They went to jail. Oh, that's funny. Roy Somner. It was Roy Somner, the guy who had one eye too. Didn't he have one eye? That guy. Worked with Nicky. Yeah, that's the way it works a lot of times. In hockey, if you get in a fight with a guy, in some weird way, you respect him more. And there's a lot of guys like that they either get traded or coach together or something. And they had some great fights against each other. And there's no hard feelings at all. We'd love for you to have. Here's a good one. I would love for you to have Lou Vero, who grew up in the city and helped. With an 80 team in Herb's Legend. Yeah, Lou Vero's a good guy. I'd like to get him on. I know his kids too. I met his daughter many years ago. And then I won't tell that story. And then his son was in the insurance business, I think, when I was in the agent business, and we were getting like term or disability insurance from him. So Make your major air fryer. Hold on, I gotta get this one about the air fryer. Where is this? Major air fryer fish chips. Oh, nice, good. It was good, wasn't it? Very healthy too, right? Let me see. Amazing respect that you play with a hard, honest game. Kurt Connors, Doug, sorry, like you're still my favorite, but Kurt's getting up there pretty good, I'll tell you. Amazing the respect that you playing against a hard honest game. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you don't. Like I said many times since I've gone through this True Grit life evolution, we'll call it, writing a book and everything. You look back at your life more, including the hockey, and yeah, I was happy. I was happy with my game. You know, I wasn't that star player or anything like that, but yeah. Here's a good question. Growing up, were your parents okay with the decision to play professional hockey? Yeah, they didn't really have a choice, though. It's just growing up in Canada, hockey's such a big part of the culture, and it's almost like a religion up there, and that's all. I was just obsessed. I look back at some of the things I did. I told a story. We've lost this guy, Doug. I think it was Doug Smith. He's a college player, played with me in college. And so when I went to college, the first year I was there. The first year I was at the hockey team in Northern Michigan, and we were just sitting around the dorm one day. He's a really nice guy, really intelligent guy, and we were chatting. He said something like, "Well, nobody from this team's ever going to play in the NHL," and I just lost my mind on him. Like I just was obsessed, and I realized later on that I wouldn't have made it had I not been like that. I'm not quite sure where it came from, but yes. This would have been a good one. Nicky Fudd, Jay Wells as minor league coaches. Jay Wells was a tough dude. Oh, I played with him in LA. Man, he's a hard man, the old farm boy. I saw him stuff like he'd get fight. If he ever got beat by somebody, he'd come back the next time and get him. And you could tell he was just obsessed to beat him. Yeah. Let me see. If you were to have a walk-up song, they do in baseball. Oh man. I don't know. It'd be some country song. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. It'd be kind of funny. I'd like to get a country song that's got a little more jam to it. I'd have to think about that. That's a great question, though. Yeah. That's a hot topic. So I've got a call with the writer tomorrow. We've again, this stuff keeps happening in my life all the time, so which is great. So we keep adding to the book, but it's dragging on. And we've made the decision. We got to wrap it up here. So I'm hoping within the next 30 days it gets done. And Ira, you will not be doing spell checking on it. So just who's Kurt? You're asking some good questions here today. I kind of like this show when I'm by myself, I guess. Yeah. Who's the player you had to drop the gloves with that you didn't want to, but you knew you had to show up for your teammates? Scott Stevens was a hard man. And Thomas Sanser, I think it was his rookie year in the league. We played a game in Washington, and Thomas did something to him. And Thomas was going to square off with him. I just felt like he didn't know who Scott Stevens was or what he could do. So I had to jump in, and I got thrown out of the game for being third man in. And I remember they were good guys too, like Jan Eriksson. I can't remember what Peter Sundstrom were there, and they all came up and said, "Tom, we're sorry." You know, they would kind of apologize for Thomas because at that point he didn't know how to speak English very well. And but it's one of those things that's actually a very good bonding thing for the team. You know, so it worked out all right. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I realized how lucky I was to play with the Rangers, to have to get drafted by them and play with them. You know, it was all like good timing too. You know, there's so many things have to happen for a player like me to play in the NHL. You know, you work hard and everything, but listen, you know, Carol Vadnais was near the end of his career. Can't remember who else I had here as defenseman. So it was just the timing was perfect for me to come in. You know, Freddie Sherrill liked me. That was the thing, you know, the coaches liking you really is a big thing too. Again, with star players, it doesn't matter who the coach is. The star player's going to play, but more of a role player like me, you know, I didn't, you know, so I fit in with Freddie Sherrill. I fit in with Herb Brooks. Tom Webster came. I fit in with Ted Sater actually at first very well, and then it didn't work out well. And then Tom Webster came in to coach, and he didn't like me at all as a player, or whatever. But then again, at that time, I was, starting to get bad back and all that kind of stuff. So I went from being the guy that played all the time to all of a sudden now I'm in another lineup and ultimately got traded. So And looking back at it, as much as I didn't want to leave New York and I love playing, I deserved to get traded. I was not playing, and especially because of the way I played earlier, and I lost my confidence. I lost my confidence in my body. I had to be that physical player. So, we joke around like get traded and Phil being traded Phil, but in my case, I think he did the right thing. So, and then it actually helped me when I got to LA. It kind of wake up. So, Bianca, are there any fights you regretted? Well, every time you lose, and that's the thing. If you're going to fight, you're going to lose. Look at all the heavyweight fighters. They didn't lose. And we had Colton Orr on the show. He talked about, it's that Matt Karkner. He would fight all the time. One time he'd knock him out. Another time Karkner would come back and knock him out. It's going to happen. I remember, I think it's Greg. It was at Adams. I think he was with St. Louis. I can't remember exactly who his name was. And he was the heavyweight fighter. And I think I was trying to get the team fired up or whatever. And I thought, okay, I'll grab him and beat the crap out of him, And he beat me. So actually, I saw the video recently. So those kind of things, especially because if you're supposed to be that team guy and you're doing it to fire the team up or something, stick up for the team, and then you lose, that's the part of it. Like losing a fight, usually not many guys just get hurt. I mean, stuff like Eddie Hosmer got hurt by Clark Gillies. That really happened. More, the linesman protect you. So it's more your pride. You're in front of your teammates, you're in front of the other team, all the fans, and you lose a fight. And it's like, oh God, But it does fire up to come back the next time. So, I just wanted you more. Huh. Yeah, that's my Dougie, Danny. My college coach said that to me. Everyone was leaving. Can't remember how that came up in the conversation. I may have been like, Coach, you think I've got a chance of making the range? He says, well, yeah, but the Islanders wanted you more. So, but I think they did all right. So, well, yeah, but yeah, I guess that would be the biggest disappointment. But the reality is, you realize so many guys that play great players don't get to win the cup. As much as it's a great thing, I don't really look back in my career and think less of it because I didn't win the cup. But I'd love to win the cup, absolutely. But I really look back at my career really fondly. I just. Somebody had told me at 8 years old when I was growing up playing that I was going to play 11 years in the NHL and be a captain, assistant captain, win a player's player, play with Phil Esposito, play with Wayne Gretzky. I think more now too, this last 5 or 6 years doing the True Grit Life stuff, I've appreciated it. I've looked at my life differently and certainly look at it differently now. So I don't really live with any regrets. I keep moving forward. I think that's one of the best things that I've learned is that's why I go so hard, get up in the morning and go. So I'm not looking back. I'm looking forward. So, let me see here. What advice would current Tom Laidlaw give the 18-year-old Tom Laidlaw? Do it all over again the same way, really, because the mistakes you make, I've learned this too. The mistakes you make help you grow as a person. As long as like if you make a mistake and hurt somebody else, you've got to own up for it, atone for it, apologize, make up for it. But man, I got to tell you, I really mean it. When I would live all out the same way. And in some cases, I think myself, what was I thinking? That was stupid. But when I was doing it at the time, it was that was what I was doing. I just, especially as a young person, to overthink things and try to, I don't know. I just think you've got to go for it and in life. And again, you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to cost you or hurt anybody else. But I really wouldn't change it. I'd do it. I'd do it over again the same way. The one thing is I would, getting hurt near the end of my career and being so stubborn. But again, my stubbornness is how I made it too, because I just would not quit. Walt Kyle, actually, Jack's got a question about him. I played with Walt Kyle. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame up in Marquette, Michigan, recently. And during his acceptance speech, he talked about a situation with him and I, and he laughed at the end of it. He says the coach wanted, I guess, Walt to I was the captain of the team, but coach wanted Walt to really take care of me. And I wasn't too easy to take care of him. Walt goes, anybody knows Tommy knows he's not going to follow anybody. So like that, the stubbornness, like I said, that hurt me at the end of my career. I wouldn't change, do things differently to make my back better. But it's just, I had fought through so much, just doing it my way. Just always, don't get on the trainer's table, just put the skates on and go kind of mentality. But so I wouldn't, like I said, I don't think I would really change a whole lot. To an 18-year-old, let's see here. To an 18-year-old, Mr. Laidlaw, sleep is overrated. It was overrated then too. Yeah. I saw a few years ago, I was talking to a financial advisor, and the woman, the secretary, was working, had gone to college at Northern Michigan the same time I was there. She got talking about stuff, and she goes, "Oh yeah, you guys certainly live life all out." So yeah, we had some blast. We had some great guys on that team. Again, we all started there together as freshmen. So that was a blast. College was a great time. Was it tougher making the NHL going through Survivor? Survivor really wasn't that hard, really. Nah, not even close. It was a blast. It was great to do it. And there's some physical demands. I lost 27 pounds when I was out there, but I'm more, and I guess it helped me that I've been through so much stuff, and I'm older. Some of these people around, younger people that hadn't gone through things. I was very aware of and I told them all too before I went on the show, before they selected me. I said, listen, I'm not going to play that game where I'm lying and cheating and stealing like the rest of these people, and you won't have me crying, and you won't be any drama or like that. And I've lived the true grit life, and that's where I live out there. They said, okay, that's what we want. That's what we want you to do. So I was really happy when it was all. I wasn't happy that I didn't win, but I remember getting voted off, sitting there on the stage and thinking, okay, my name could be one of the names get called today. And I was like, no, I'm disappointed, but I'm totally fine. Like, even I was happy watching the show after when I got voted off. Like, sometimes people are like, pouting or saying bad things about the other players. And I was really happy that I just said, hey, good luck, guys. Great to meet you. And that's the way I wanted to carry myself. And so it worked out good. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Besides meeting Kotze, what's the best thing? Oh, Kotze. So I mean, Kotze, what's the best thing I took out of your player? It's actually a great question, Ira. You hide the good questions under some smart aleck comment. So I would say the best thing that came from that is realizing that I could do anything I wanted to do in my life. I don't know if I recognized it as much while it was happening. Again, it's one of those things you look back at later on in life and realize, that was pretty cool. Going on Survivor was the same kind of thing. There's only 600 and some players that ever played the game. There's no guarantee. So I just realized more, and I think I've got more confidence in myself because of that. Survivor is a good example. So when I went in for the meetings and everything like that, I just exuded confidence. I was not, I wasn't guarded or anything like that. I just was exactly who I am. And that's, we were told in advance, that's what they want. They do all this testing on you. So they want you to show that personality that you have. So, most surprising friend you made in the NHL? Oh, Joe, good question. Most surprising friend you made in the NHL? Oh, there's a lot of them. I was so lucky. I had some fantastic teammates. I think of all the guys here in New York. I'm going to miss people too, like the Mike Allisons, Mike Rogers, James Patrick, Larry Melnick, Ron Breshner, Barry Beck, all those guys. There's a lot. I don't, Jill, honest to God, I don't think I could say a surprising friend. But just so many great guys that, and even now, like a Steve Richmond, for example, I keep in touch with him. He's, I think, player development with the Washington Capitals. Just like little character people too. Like, when we were younger playing, we do some stupid things and that. Yeah. But most of the guys now have grown up, and that character that helped make them NHL hockey players, really now they've used that in their life. They're great fathers. The divorce rate is higher, I guess. So that's not a good thing, but I still, the guys, even the guys that are divorced, are still like real character guys, and like doing stuff in the community, a lot of charity stuff too. So like a guy like getting Mike Allison on the show, he was fantastic. He just had one of the best personalities, and it really came out in the show. I thought, and I got to get back on him and try to get him back on the show again. So, I hope you can make Marquette next time. Actually, they're supposed to have a call. They're talking to me about coming in to do a motivational presentation in October, back to Marquette. And I see that Coach Conley. So Rick Conley was my coach, started the program there. I think he ultimately became athletic director while he was there, left, and then went down, was coaching Michigan State, and then retired. And I heard he's coming back as I didn't know his intro, but he's coming back as athletic director. That's cool. Rick Conley's a great guy. I tell you, he had patience, man. Because when we started the program, we're all freshmen. I remember the first road trip we took. We didn't know what we were supposed to do or not. And we always played on Friday and Saturday nights. We took a bus trip down to Kalamazoo, Michigan, to play Western Michigan. And the first night we're in the hotel, happened to be the hotel at a liquor store right beside the hotel. Of course, well, there's a liquor store. We're supposed to go to it. And So we're hooting it up. We think, this is one of those things again where we think we're doing the right thing. Seriously, we thought, well, it's all bonding. We're all together. Guys are all in the room together, hooting it up in the room. Coach hears the noise, and it's the night before a game, and we're playing 2 back-to-back games. And he comes in, looks in the room, and I guess he just didn't anticipate that we were that stupid. And he goes, "What are you doing? We're playing tomorrow." And I give him credit because he didn't lose his mind, where I may have lost my mind. He stopped and kind of lectured us. And I'll never forget, it was a pretty funny lecture. I don't know if he had it planned or not, but he says, okay. One of the things he said was, don't make anybody do anything they don't want to do, and don't hurt anybody. So he was pretty good. And so we did a lot of stuff like that was just like, what are you thinking about, guys? But we're all freshmen. We didn't know any better. The good thing was, though, some of the guys got weeded out, didn't make it 2 grades or whatever it is. So by the time we got to my senior year, we had a great group of guys. They're just really tight. We started the program together. We were ranked number 1 in the country in the senior year. So it was one of those things that, like, we all pulled together and got it done. So let me see here. Good question about Wayne Gretzky. Did Wayne Gretzky really treat everyone the same no matter? Yeah, he did. I promise you. He was great with everybody. He was great with the Zamboni driver, the bus driver, all the players on the team, the trainers. And you listen, he could have been different. He didn't have to be that classy, but he did. I think from a very young age, he knew, like, I wanted to play in the NHL. It was my dream. And his dream was to be the best player in the NHL. I don't think he actually says things like that. But to me, that's what I see with Wayne, that he knew at a young age he wanted to be. So I think he was really prepared, and his father played a big role in that. And really, so how to treat the game. He knew his importance in the game, how people looked at him, how he affected other people differently than others. So I told a story. It's a very funny story where, I'll tell the Jay Miller story. So Wayne would lose his cool once in a while, but not very often. And if he did, he would always regroup pretty quickly. So we had a game. Wayne would stay on. He was famous for staying on for long shifts. But we all knew as players that he wasn't doing it to be selfish. Other guys would do that because they just didn't care about the rest of the team, or they thought too highly of themselves. Wayne did it because he really thought he had something going on, and he was helping the team. So everything he did, he thought was helping the team. And we had a game at home in LA, and he'd stayed on long shift, and we had a bad period. So we had a bunch of veteran guys. We didn't have to have the coaches come in and tell us we weren't playing well. All the veteran guys are going, "Come on, guys, we need to play better," or, all this kind of stuff. But, like, it's firm but kind of encouraging. And Jay says, with everybody in the room, he goes, "Well, if we didn't stay out there for those 3 or 4 minute shifts, we might do a lot better." And Wayne goes over and takes his stick and gloves and throws it in front of Jay's stall. He says, "Well, do you think you did better here? You use these." And the building or the room went silent. And then Wayne got up and kind of pat him on the pads and picked up the stuff. Oh my God. Newsflash. What is it? I see something. It's a Ron Greschner sighting.
Thomas?
Right? What's happening, everybody?
Some of us have to work for a living, so we can't just, be there like you are every day, like.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wealthy.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, everybody's better. I mean, I had people like threatening, they're like going to go to the hospital, like they're going to start drinking because Ron wasn't on. No, it's all right now.
Well, they can drink if they want.
Start drinking now?
It's a free country, damn near.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Not much. We just answer some questions here. When I'm on by myself, these people like are firing questions away. Do you believe Wayne's talent would translate the game to? Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't score 200 points in this game.
Was talented.
Yeah, he would probably score 300.
Yeah, because remember when Ron and I play against him, you can tie a rope around somebody out there, the hooking and holding, slashing,
slash, kick, whatever you had to do, and then he still scored 200 points.
Yeah. So he'd have more. He'd have a field day out here now. Yeah.
I mean, plus the I think since he retired, they've made the offensive zone bigger too.
Did they change it?
I think they moved the blue line out like 4 feet or something like that. So it was,
I can't recall that. I didn't know they did that. I know they moved the goal line.
Well, the goal line, but they moved the blue line out a little bit too. So there's more room in the offensive zone to move the puck around the power play.
When did they do that?
You going to work? Oh, my son's going to work.
See you, son.
Make lots of money and split it with your dad. Okay, good.
When would they do that? When they moved the blue line?
They did that a while back. They did that. I think it was like right around 2000 or somewhere around that. Just after that, they made it bigger. Yeah. Well, you got to remember. Who's this guy? Spam Risk. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, he calls me all the time too. I think he's something.
I know, but yeah, no, they made it bigger because they wanted to make it so there was more room in the offensive zone.
Nice. I didn't know that.
The blue line was gone, right? So the blue line went, so it didn't make a difference after that.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
It's a way different game now, right? I mean, imagine us playing in the game today, the way it is with the no red, like the take out the red line pass on it.
Oh my god, it's so fast. Like it's just so fast the game though.
Yeah, I know. Right?
They train a lot better. They're probably from forwards from 1 to 12 are a lot better today than they were 40 years ago or 30 years ago.
Yeah, because we had like the bottom line was mainly like a couple of goons, maybe a penalty killing guy, and goons couldn't skate too well. Yeah, they can't afford to do that anymore. Like you look at Ryan Reeves, I mean, he can still skate. Maybe he's not the skater; he's getting a little slower now, but yeah.
But he knows his job though. Like he. Yeah. I think that he when they picked him up, that kind of changed the outlook of the team a little bit, made everybody a little bit bigger.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not going to say it was all him last year that made that team better than the year before, but yeah, I'm close.
There's no question. Yeah, have a guy like that in the lineup that's everybody views him as a heavyweight in the league. Yeah.
I was like, didn't Colorado went and picked up, was it Kerfoot or something like that?
Yeah, or Kerfoot. No, Kerfoot went from Colorado to Toronto, didn't he?
No, whatever that the big.
Yeah, they got the big tough guy. Yeah,
I can't remember what his name is, but they picked him up, and so when they play against certain teams, they threw him in there, so that those teams kind of like, I think they learned too from Vegas beating the crap out of them for those years.
Yeah,
but anyway, that's the way it works.
See what happens with Vegas. So now they got the goalie hurt. Leonard's hurt. So
he's hurt.
Yeah, Leonard's out for the year. They think.
What happened?
He had hurt. When we got hurt at the end of the year, I can't remember what it was. Was it a hip or something? So yeah, he's.
No way.
Yeah, everything's going wrong with him. They picked up some young goalie from San Jose, but I'd never heard of him before. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, didn't Phil Kessel went there too.
Yes. Yeah.
That'll be good. That'll be. I hope he's a gambler, so that'll. You see what Cosmopolitan, wherever, but it's like Vegas is nice. I like Vegas.
Here's a good question here. Do we prefer the older garden, or today's garden or the older garden? Today's garden's a beautiful building, and that's really nice. But I mean, Gus and I played in the old building, so I guess it's kind of
Well, they've renovated it a couple times since I was there, and since you were there, Tom. They renovated it once back in the 80s.
Did they?
Yeah, they cleaned. They did some work too. They did. What wasn't like they did in the 2010 or whatever. But it was they did some work too and cleaned it up a little bit and made it a little more whatever, but they didn't change the seating and stuff like that. They just moved some seats around, made it a little,
Here we go. Susan's following up there. Thank you, Susan. Just looked it up. 2005-06. Goal line moved back 100 feet forwards, and the blue lines moved 75 feet from the inwards. Nice. Good call by both of you two.
Yeah. Well, I mean that you think about that. If you had a power play back in the 70s or 80s, that was 20%, 25%. That extra 3 or 4 feet they moved the thing back. That's an extra.
Oh yeah.
Extra 5-6% a year, 10% a year.
5-6, 10%. That's 21%.
Oh, feedback, like because you move it around like that. You have this. When it was inside the, like in our bench, right? It was inside the goal.
You've got more room. You've got more room.
No, but the box when you jumped over the box,
you're falling off the screen. You're falling off the screen.
I know I am.
Don't fall down. Oh. I've fallen. I can't get up.
Oh yeah, I'll get one. No, that extra feet makes the people that are defending have to move a lot more, and they get a lot tireder. Back when the box was. Well, you guys remember when you guys used to kill penalties out in Playland, how small it was, and they'd holler at us, "You guys, you got to be better on the power play," and that was even a smaller rink.
Yeah. That's
You know?
awesome. Yeah, it makes sense. More room.
Of course.
Oh, I actually saw that commercial the other day, and I can't remember where it was with the elderly lady had fallen down. I fall and I can't get up.
Oh, no, I don't fall down.
How you feeling? Are you still going to all that the juicing and cleansing and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I do the Snapple iced tea and all that stuff every day.
But you still doing the juice cleanse?
I do some of that. Yeah, I got a couple left in the fridge. But I've been cooking. My daughter starts the first day of school today.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Got my other daughter off. She started this week in Syracuse. My sons are going to start. They're taking this semester off, and then they're going to start in January.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's what the final decision is?
Yeah, we're all done. There's no more deciding. I made the final decision. That's what they have to do. What's up? Anyway, that's all. They're all happy. Everybody's happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to be happy. My oldest son's birthday is tomorrow, 32 years old.
Wow.
Shane Jonathan Laidlaw. I'll be buying him a nice and fine bottle of tequila.
That's it?
That's all. That's all we all want. It's kind of a running joke around. What do you want for your birthday? A bottle of tequila.
How come your face is so red? What do you got? Like high blood pressure today?
No, it's just the lights are on.
Oh.
Actually, don't know what you want. I was out in the sun yesterday. I get some sun yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You should probably wear a hat, Tom.
Nah, never.
No?
Nah.
How come?
Sun's overrated. Melanoma's overrated.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
No big deal.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I bore Mel. We really need to talk about him. So he sends me an email the other day, and he might have had a few too many PBRs, and I'm not sure. I couldn't really understand whether he was coming on or not. I sent him an email to ask, "Are you coming on or not?" Got no response. So
Mel's dog died?
Yes, he got attacked by the neighbor's dog. So
wow.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since then. We sent emails back and forth. Yeah, I think he's pretty upset. So
that's a sad day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you know, how does that work? How does your neighbor not have his dog on a leash or whatever?
I don't know. I was telling it's funny. I was telling the story at the start. So there's some new people moved in, and they had their dog on the leash, but they weren't holding on to the leash. So I said something to them. I said, "Well, you're supposed to be holding on to the leash." And the guy goes, "Well, that dog's smarter than all of us." I'm like, "Oh God." So, and he ends up coming by. He's a big hockey fan. He played college hockey. Grew up in Rye and everything. So, his dog is Bear. We got a dog. We got Bear and Pepper. It's hilarious that you don't hear Pepper at all.
I guess I just block it out. You know, I don't. Pepper's on the other side, though, isn't she?
No, Pepper, if you walked out your door and looked to the building to the right, Pepper's so 11C, I think it is. That's building 11. Let's see. And they've got it outside all the time. It's probably closer to your place, but you have your air conditioning on. I have the windows open and everything too. So
yeah, I have the air conditioning on, and I have selective hearing.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see what happens with what Mel did with the neighbor when they found out Mel would take a few swings down.
That happened to me when I was a kid. A guy that where I grew up in Goodsell, the guy's dog beat my dog up pretty bad and ended up dying.
Your dog did?
My dog ended up dying. I won't tell you what happened after that.
Yeah.
People were not thinking for that. No, it's that's a sad thing. I mean, how long did Mel have the dog for?
I think it was that little Rory. I think for quite a few years. I think it was like older dog, 10 or 12 years old.
He didn't name it after his friend there, the other guy. What's his name?
Well, remember he had the dog on the show, Rory.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he would definitely name it after that guy that he's best friends with there.
Oh, yeah. Did you see? I saw them in Costco there. They had the banjos going.
Flocky Hockey.
Did you see the video I posted?
No, I didn't. Where was it?
So in Costco, they have the Halloween stuff out already. And they had these two skeletons with banjos that they played the music in like that. So I took a video in Costco saying it was Larry and
oh God. I went to Costco twice. Went to Costco Sunday and Sunday and Tuesday, I think.
Oh, sure. I would know no confrontations when you're a hockey player. You don't get in confrontations off the ice.
For what? Confrontation what?
No, I was saying if I got in a confrontation in Costco or H Mart. I haven't been in H Mart in a while.
Yeah, I haven't been there ever, so that's good for me too.
You'd love H Mart. Oh, produce.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, good produce.
Better than anywhere else.
More selection, more stuff that you probably never seen. A lot of Asian stuff and everything, but it's good.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So what are the boys are going to work, or what are they doing for the semester?
They're doing door dashing.
Oh, doing all that. Oh, cool, nice.
They do good. They make anywhere from 600 to 1,000 a week.
Excellent.
Which is good that's good right now. They're going, everything for school got messed up and it was late and whatever else. So we were traveling, we didn't get everything done. So,
And your oldest daughter, so she's a sophomore at Syracuse?
Yes, second year, yeah.
And then your younger daughter is a senior in high school?
Last year, and she's going into acting.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah. Doesn't want to do college.
Well, here's a good question for Ron Greshner. I asked Mr. Ron which ex-Ranger was easiest to play cards with.
They all were suckers.
Yeah, Gresh, you don't want to play cards with Gresh, yeah.
I could make a living. I remember playing Chris Nyland one time. He ended up losing like $2,500 to me, so he had to buy me a steak in Calgary. That's it. I go, you can pay me more if you want, but that's what I want.
I remember my first year in the league, the JD guys took me to Mug and Ale. We sat there all afternoon. Then myself, JD, and Eddie Johnson went over to JD's to play cards. I had no idea what I was doing. Lost like $250, and I was like, "You guys suck." Never played cards. Never played cards after that. Yeah.
My first year in the league, we played a game poker at, I can't remember if it was Brad Park's house or Walt Chook's house, or it was in Long Beach. So we ended up 3 or 4 of us were in the final thing, and we were playing seven cards, 2 down, 4 up, 1 down. So I end up having full house 10s over 7s, and I end up winning the hand. So I end up, and Ricky Middleton was in it. He ended up losing, so he was paying the rent we were at, so I didn't have to pay any rent that year. I just said because he lost, but he was one of the 3 guys left in the hand, or 4 guys, and a couple other guys. And I go, just that easy in NHL? It wasn't that easy in junior winning in cards. These guys, junior, he didn't drink as much. Guys were drinking. Derek Sanderson was in the game. Brad Park. It was funny. They all played together that year in that team, my first year. I'm not sure how much they liked each other.
I've heard that kind of stuff, yeah.
Well, it was a Boston, New York thing at that time,
Gresh, have you ever seen the movie Molly's Game?
No. What is it?
I'm not a big. You don't go to many movies.
I got a dog named Molly.
Did you? You don't go to movies very often, do you?
I do. I'm like I'm kind of like I like Law and Order, that show. I like movies like that, like Law-Abiding Citizen, things that kind of make sense,
Yeah.
That are more true to life. I'm not. We were just down in down in Disney, and
did you guys do credit card roulette for paying for meals? No, we never did that, did we?
No, we didn't. We didn't have that. Some guys didn't have enough money to pay for all the meal for a meal. It's not like today. Like the guys today that can't play make $1 million.
Yeah. I know, it's funny. I remember playing that alumni game, the Islander game you coached. And I was sitting on the bench with Dubinsky, who was there, and Varos.
Yeah.
And I was just chatting away, just getting to know him. I said, "So what are you guys doing for work now after you played?" And they both looked at me like, "Work? What are you talking about? We got properties that we rent out."
Yeah.
It was kind of like, it's funny because it was like a foreign concept. Dude, work? Why would I work?
I mean, I don't know what Dubinsky made, but he must have made somewhere $35 million a year, right? Probably averaged out.
I don't know if he's probably right in that range. Probably, yeah. You're right. Yeah. So he
was a good player, though. He's a good.
Yeah, he's a hard player.
Yeah, Voros is a nice guy too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah,
they're look like I don't. There's not many guys that I played with or met after that played for the Rangers that weren't good guys.
Oh yeah. How much meal money did you get with the Rangers? What did we get? Like $50 a day or something like that? Was that what it was?
Yeah, when you got there.
Yeah, I remember too. They even like now they set up all the meals and everything for the players. We had to take money out of that $50 to set to have the pregame meals. I remember Jack Birch. So we would be paying for the food, and Jack Birch was a coach. Would come in and try to like want the lunch, eat our lunch. Basically, we're buying him lunch, and I said something to him one time. I was just being a smart ass. I said, "Do you want us to go buy anything else, or something like?"
Well, you know what happened was they.
Then he goes running to Ted Sater, and Ted Sater called me into a meeting, gave him shit because I'm picking on Jack Birch.
I know they had those meals at Southgate, right? Southgate Hotel.
Yeah.
And one day I can't remember what it was. I hurt my knee, so I was over getting therapy or something. And then there was a game that night in the Garden, so I went over. I stayed at the Garden, right, instead of going back up to my apartment. And so I walk in there, and this was the 85, 86 season, and they were all there. It wasn't like not one of you guys were in there.
Right.
And it might have been right at the beginning of the year when I didn't even play the first couple of games.
Right.
I remember now. And they were at the Southgate, and everybody's in there. The players were all gone. You guys were all wherever you were, and all the whole crew was in there eating.
The coaches and everything.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, they're not paying for anything. The players.
We were getting deducted. I think we were getting whatever our meal money was. We were getting half it taken out.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
for whatever it was. I don't
know.
We
really didn't have a choice or anything. That was just it. That's the way they said it.
I remember like my first year. I think we got $12 a day or $12 a day.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, and they come and they give you an envelope with cash in it sometimes, or they give you a check, right?
Right.
Like, what are you going to do with a check when you're getting on the bus to go somewhere? Not like it is today. To get a check. I wonder how many checks I lost. I just lost a lot.
Oh! Big news we need to discuss. We need to think about calling Dukes. Maybe do a little bit of an intervention. Sarah lost her election.
What?
Sarah Palin lost her election up in Alaska.
She lost?
Yeah. Dukes, I think we should give Dukes some time to grieve, but I think we should step in and maybe see if he's okay after that, though.
Well, who was she running against?
I don't know. I saw the name, and I've never heard the name before. But I think it was another woman she lost to.
But they had was that for Congress or something for the Republican Party?
Senate, I think it's senator up in Alaska. Yeah.
Wow.
Iron, I said election, not erection. Ira.
Yeah. That's pretty hard for Ira. That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard for Ira to think about. Yeah. Oh, she lost. I didn't know. I didn't know it was finished already. I didn't know it was done.
Here's a rare question. Random question. Donna Yuskevich asks, and I think the answer is yes. Do you guys remember El Vagabundo?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Yes.
I had my 20th birthday party there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so Jack Smith jumping in here. She was for the House, not the Senate. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was the House of Representatives. So she ended up losing. So she's out. She's not.
Well, then Bruce is saying here. Bruce Levine is saying that she's on the ballot for November, but then the paper today was that she lost.
Huh. Oh, wow.
Great. Okay. Great. Yeah, that was a great hangout. Cafe Iguana.
Yeah, Cafe Iguana.
Yeah.
Cafe Iguana was down on 19th and Park.
There he goes again. No on the address. So
I think it was. I think that's where Cafe Iguana was. And there was what was that? The Country and Western Bar.
Oh, we talked about that before too. That was a great spot. We'd go there on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What the hell is it called? I can't remember what it was called.
I know.
It was good though.
Yeah.
I used to go down there a lot of times with a guy that played for the Eagles, Glenn Fry. We used to go down there and sit there and drink. He could drink, but he couldn't drink like a professional hockey player could.
No, who can't?
No, it was like
Smith and Walensky's wasn't a hangout, was it?
yeah, that was on Third Avenue.
Oh, really? But still, yeah, I didn't know that was a hangout though.
Third Avenue. Hold on, first. I think it's Third Avenue and 49th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they shut down during the pandemic. I think too.
Yeah, the guy that started that belonged to Tamarack Country Club way back. My locker was next to his. He was also the guy that started. Thank God It's Fridays.
Huh. Oren and Oretsky's was the big hangout for us too when I came in.
Yeah, that was. I remember Tom used to go in there, and all the girls would be after Tom. God,
so the famous, so you're a young guy on the team, only one guy is like Gresh to accept you, so you figure, okay, you know what, I'm going to set him up with some girls from Oren and Oretsky's. So I'm talking to these three lovely young ladies. I said, Ron, you want to meet these girls? And Ron turns to me and looks at me and goes, you think this is my first time at this bar? He met them already.
It was. They were getting recycled a bit.
That was funny. That was funny. Yeah.
That was a good restaurant. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was fun spot.
I can't remember who was in there and got sick in the bathroom.
Was it Doug Sullivan?
I think it was Dougie Sullivan. It was
Yeah.
I think he vomited. He threw up so hard he threw up on the ceiling.
I know. We had a few cocktails. I think it was like was a New Year's Eve party or something like that. Or is that what it was?
Oh God, I think it might have. I don't remember. Like back then, we're gonna have a New Year's Eve party. Like what did we have yesterday? What was yesterday?
Oh, is that true?
What was 3 days ago?
We might say we're going to go out on New Year's Eve. That's for amateurs.
I used to wait for Halloween. I used to wait. Oh my God! I just don't want to go out. I wanted to stay home.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I was out for New Year's Eve. I can't remember now.
Yeah.
Same
here. Yeah, New Year's Eve. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh no. Well, sometimes I go go for a drink when I was married or something. To go for a drink like 5 or 6 o'clock, then get out of there by whatever you're doing on New Year's Eve, and then go home. And I don't remember. I think I had a New Year's Eve party at my house one time back in the 90s in Florida, and it was. I had to, you're playing golf all day, having a few cocktails. Like, you really want to be awake at 12?
Yeah.
Like, oh boy, it's a new year. Oh, we just got rid of a year.
Here's Ira Gresh with a news breakthrough. Styx was on 79th Street. We didn't know that.
Wow.
That was
funny.
Newsflash.
You know that on that restaurant, I don't know if it was a floor above that or 2 floors above it was what do you call it? AA meetings.
Oh, was there? I didn't know.
No, well, I didn't. We didn't when we built the place. We didn't know it either.
Oh, that's funny.
They had them like almost every night
on
the weekdays, right? They'd have them there. So when you came down the stairs from inside that building, you get to the bottom of the stairs, and then there was like a hallway going out to the street. But you can make a right into the bar, or you can walk outside and go in. Those guys are coming out.
That's
like
terrible.
not all of them, but they were coming out of there and going into the bar and drinking.
Oh God, that's awful.
No.
Do you think we should see if Dukes is okay? Like do a wellness check?
Well, I saw something about. Was that today? I saw or last night or something. Him and Sarah were looking at baby moose.
They're having a baby moose.
No, looking at them outside. They were like, Dukes is going like, let's not get too close. Let's not get.
No, serious?
Yeah. Was it in charge? No, they don't.
They're outdoorsmen. The big outdoorsman.
Bull. It's not a baby bull. You can tell. Dukes grew up in Thunder. Where do you grow up? Not Thunder Bay. Where do you go? Sudbury.
Yeah.
Sudbury, yeah.
You probably never saw it.
They could nothing to eat. It's all rock.
Oh God.
But anyway. Yeah, Dukes had some baby moose or something.
Big outdoorsman.
What's more like you say like 2 mooses? What's that? 2 mooses? Or like 2 moose?
I think you just say moose.
2 moose, right?
Yeah.
It's like oh, there's a flock of geeses.
Right.
It's like a flock of geese, right?
Yes. But it's goose and geese. I don't think there's no moose and meese.
Well, there's goose and geese because there's two different things. Goose.
Well, one goose is a goose. One goose is a goose, and several gooses are geese.
Is it a flock of geese or a flock of moose?
Well, fucking geese.
Yeah. Well, anything happening in hockey? Anything happening in the hockey?
Nothing.
No?
Nothing. No. I'm trying to see where Sarah Palin. Oh, we'll figure that out.
Yeah. No, I feel bad. I think she, I mean, she's been in politics a long time.
Right.
I don't know. Who knows? Best to stay out of that crap.
I'm just worried about Dubes, though. I mean, he's our friend, our ex-teammate. Is he going to be okay?
Oh my God. Well, maybe now they'll just get married and
Right off into the sunset.
moose off into the sunset.
Did you seriously see a video where he's going, "Don't get too close"? He was scared of the goose.
Hold on a second here. Let me see.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's
I tried getting on my computer, Tom, because I shut it all down,
right.
and then I tried getting on earlier, and I couldn't get on.
Well, be careful getting on that computer. You could break it.
Well, no, I stepped on top of it.
Oh,
This is a sturdy one.
Oh God.
I think Dukes was.
What? Do you watch baseball? You watch baseball at all?
Do I watch? Oh, here.
Okay, the mother's somewhere around here.
It's a badge of honor to have a moose. It's a badge of honor to have a moose demolish your garden. They're twins, Ron.
Yeah. No, a young one wouldn't charge you, right?
There's a tourist or two killed every year, but moose charge you.
Okay, let's just kind of stay here.
Don't. You're Floridian.
Look at
He's afraid of the moose. Deputy Duke is afraid of the moose.
The only time you have to be afraid of those things
Oh, what?
when there was a full-grown one, right?
Yeah.
And they never really come out in the daytime. That's very peculiar that they come out in the daytime.
Yeah.
They're not a daytime feeder, right? They're like deer. Deer more at nighttime. So when you were driving back, say you're like in another town, like Meadow Lake, which was like 50 miles or an hour's drive from where I grew up, you'd be out there drinking, and you wanted to go home, and you'd over, your foot would be a little heavy on the way home.
Yeah.
And if a moose came out, like the car would go underneath you, like it would just take the top of your car off. So it was ever in the car. Yeah. And those things aren't, they're like a full grown one's 2,000 pounds or more.
Right.
So that's your car's gone. You're probably dead. That was the only bad thing about having a moose on the road.
That's great that Deuce is afraid of the moose. I like that.
Yeah. Do they charge you? Well,
and Sarah's being the tough one too. Sarah's saying like, "We stop." Oh God.
Oh, she called him Braun though.
Oh, it was beautiful. You could hear the love in her voice when she used the name Ron.
Oh, his
That was
too.
special.
I have never heard that in his voice.
Yeah, like the love for him with Ron,
Oh.
and he was being protective of her. He didn't want to get hurt by the
It
moose.
should have been like little hearts, like shooting.
I know,
up.
seriously. Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a little tear in my eye right now thinking about it.
I am crying. I'm fully crying.
Sure.
See it. I'm crying on the inside.
It'd probably be like you wake up in the middle of the night, you'd be crying, you won't know why, and you think yourself.
Oh no, I would know why, because I would go, "Oh my God, my Dukes,
Yeah,
What happened?
my deputy Doogie.
Deputy Doogie Dog."
Oh God, that's fine.
We should probably get a hold of him and make
Yeah,
sure
seriously, we should reach out to him, right? Don't wait around.
No, we'll wait for him to reach out to us because he's very busy.
Yeah, yes, dude. It probably mean a lot to us. Like we both call him up. Imagine if we both call him up. We got to call him up saying, Ron, we feel bad first of all for Sarah, and I want you to know that we were in tears on our show with the love that exuded from the both of you. Like you
From the
can just
moose.
feel it. With the moose too, but
From the moose picture.
it was beautiful. You protecting Sarah from the moose.
Yeah, and she's in front of you. You're protecting her.
Oh God.
Like, oh my God, it hurts.
She's in front of him. Honey, don't get too close. Don't get too close. Don't get too close.
Yeah. Like you think like a moose is like, oh, it's like a lion or something.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
They charge.
Yeah.
I think didn't she say like one or two people get killed every year by moose
Oh, didn't it?
charging?
Oh.
Something like that. I mean, It's like
Yeah.
I've never heard. I grew up in northern Canada. I've never heard of.
Um, like that's restored my faith in love. You know that?
It has.
Yeah, that scene right there. I'm glad you showed me that. Like I feel stronger now and better.
Yeah, well, you should. You should. I mean, that's really nice. I think hey, listen, if Dukes is happy,
Yeah, it's all that matters.
who really cares what anybody thinks?
So he's the Moose Whisperer.
Oh, that's what it is.
Good, Kathy. Nice.
Moose Whisper.
Oh God, Sarah's the Moose Whisperer.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron.
It's like people. You know what a Timberwolf is, Tom?
Yes.
Have you ever seen one?
Not in person, no.
Oh, then you haven't seen one. It's just
Well, I've seen pictures of them.
no. Yeah, okay. If you've never seen the picture, yeah, I've seen a picture. I've seen a picture of downtown Tehran too, but I haven't been there.
You didn't ask me if I've been to the Wolf. Just asked me if I've seen one.
Have you seen one? Anyway, they don't bend their necks. Like they can't turn their neck.
Sarah doesn't turn her.
What's that?
Sarah does not turn her neck.
The Timberwolves.
Timberwolf.
No, Ronnie doesn't let her look at anybody.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, you have the
She's got his testicles in her purse, right?
yeah. Well, when you get that old, you don't need much of a purse anymore.
It's like a Sharpie cart. Oh God. All right.
Yeah.
Ron, I'm glad you came on.
Yeah, is it over? What time is it already? Oh,
We've been on for an hour and
yeah. Okay, Tom.
good to see you.
You too.
We will be back next week. Are you around next week?
I should be.
Okay, good.
What day is that? Do you know what day that is?
Next week it's a full 7 days.
Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
I might be taking my daughter into the city to see a concert.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what time we're leaving. What time it's Harry Styles.
Oh yeah, that came up today in the conversation that somebody else was going to that Harry
Yeah,
Styles.
I'm going. I think I'm going. I can't remember if it's Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh.
Next week, I'm taking her and her friend in. And she gave me orders that, Dad, you cannot stand with me.
Oh,
I go, okay. So I'm gonna take her to the garden, and then I'll go stand outside by the truck and wait.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, good to see you. Everybody, we'll see you next Thursday. Have a great, this is a holiday weekend. That's right. It's a Labor Day weekend, right? Yes.
Finally, summer's over.
It's never over for us, Ron. Never over. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Ciao.